Hey everyone, and welcome back to Vibrations and Manifestations. In this explainer, we are going to break down 5 really powerful love myths that might just be blocking you. We're going to dive into some fascinating ideas about manifestation, connection, and really, how to clear up your love frequency. So, let's get right into it.
Does this sound at all familiar? You know, you're doing all the things, you've got the journal, you're doing the visualizations, you're working so hard on raising your vibration, but your love life just feels like you're watching a rerun. The same patterns, the same dynamics, the same kind of heartbreaks, just with a different person's face. It is so incredibly frustrating when you're putting in all that work, but you just keep attracting the same old story.
So that feeling of being stuck, let's call it energetic static. It's this interference that's created by these subtle, subconscious beliefs that are, broadcasting a really mixed signal out to the universe. Our whole mission here is to identify that static, to put a name to these blocks and clear them out, so that the connection you truly desire can finally find its way to you.
And we're going to do this by busting the 5 most common and honestly most powerful love myths that hold so many of us back. Think of this as our countdown to clarity. By the end, I promise, you're going to have a much, much clearer signal to send out into the world.
So let's just dive right in with myth number 1. And trust me, this is a big one. You've probably heard it a million times in the self-help world.
On the surface, this sounds so wise, doesn't it? But it often turns into a huge trap. I think about Alicia's story, where she treated self-love like it was some kind of entrance exam for a relationship. She really believed she had to be perfectly healed, totally confident, zero anxiety, before she was worthy of love. She was literally gatekeeping her own heart. And here is the real energetic truth of it. While self-love is, of course, absolutely crucial, the idea that you have to be this finished, perfect product is the myth. The truth is, we are relational beings. We're wired for connection, and connection itself is an incredibly powerful healing mechanism. Your ability to love yourself can actually grow and get so much deeper within the safety of a healthy, supportive partnership. You do not have to be done to be deserving.
Okay, let's move on to our second myth. This one is all about that tricky habit of confusing really intense emotions with true energetic alignment.
Oh man, we have all been there. That one person who just takes over your brain. That intense, obsessive, can't eat, can't sleep kind of mental loop. We've been taught by movies and songs that this level of intensity is the ultimate sign of a destined soulmate connection. But energetically, it's often a sign of something else entirely.
So here's the really crucial distinction. Obsessive thinking is not the same as focused intention. That chaotic, crazy intensity, that's often a neurological pattern. You can think of it like a dopamine loop that gets created by drama and inconsistency. It can even be a trauma bond, where your nervous system is actually wired to mistake that chaos for chemistry. Real, true alignment feels so different. It feels like peace. It's calm. It's grounding. It doesn't feel like an addiction.
Now this next myth, this one is a direct result of the whole romantic comedy industrial complex, and it sabotages so many beautiful real-world connections before they even get a chance to take root. I remember a friend who met someone absolutely amazing. But as soon as normal life challenges came up, scheduling conflicts, different ways of communicating, he completely panicked. He thought, well, if this was meant to be, it wouldn't feel this clunky. He was mistaking the normal, everyday effort of 2 people blending their lives together for a giant cosmic red flag.
So here's the reframe. A soul connection doesn't mean there's a total absence of effort. It means the effort feels worth it. Healthy love is co-created. It's built through aligned action, showing up, communicating, being brave enough to be vulnerable. That's not a sign of misalignment. That is the alignment. It's how you actively build a strong connection and literally rewire your brains for healthier patterns together. All right, myth number 4 kind of broadens our perspective. This one is all about the box we tend to put love into and how that can seriously limit our potential for happiness and fulfillment.
Our society puts so much pressure on this one very specific type of relationship. We elevate romantic partnership to be the ultimate prize, right? The only real sign of a successful, fulfilled life. And what this does is it can make us feel like we're lacking something if we don't have that one specific thing, completely ignoring all the other incredible love that's all around us. The truth is, your wholeness, your fulfillment, it's self-sourced. It comes from inside of you. And love is plural. The deep, soul-level connections that you can have with friends, with your community, with your chosen family, those are just as sacred and just as life-affirming. Your vibration of love isn't just for one person. It's a state of being that attracts all kinds of beautiful connections.
And this brings us to our fifth and final myth. Now, this one is really insidious because it attaches this layer of shame to one of the most natural human instincts that we have.
Have you ever felt that deep, profound longing for a partnership? And then it's immediately followed by this wave of shame. You start telling yourself that you're being too much, that your desire is a sign of weakness or desperation. So what do? You try to suppress it, to pretend you don't really care that much, which only ends up blocking the very thing you want.
But from a manifestation perspective, desire is everything. It's not a sign of lack. It is a divine signal. It's the universe clarifying what is meant for you. You can think of it like a rocket of desire. That powerful wanting, that is the fuel that launches your intention into the universe. Shame just dampens that signal, but embracing your desire, that amplifies it.
So now that we've busted these myths, let's look at what's actually happening on a biological and an energetic level when we shift into true alignment. Because this isn't just wishful thinking. There's some really cool science to back all of this up.
First, let's talk about heart-brain coherence. This is an idea that's often talked about by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and it basically suggests that our thoughts and our feelings have to work together. So your brain sends out an electrical signal. That's your intention. But your heart generates a much, much stronger magnetic field through elevated emotions like love and gratitude. When your brain and your heart are in sync, when they're coherent, you create this powerful electromagnetic signature that literally draws that experience to you.
This also ties right into our body's chemistry. I mean, when we generate feelings of love and safety, our body releases chemicals like oxytocin. That's the bonding hormone. High levels of oxytocin are directly linked to trust and connection, and it makes it much harder for feelings like fear or resentment to even take hold. You essentially become a chemical and a vibrational match for more safety and more love.
And this all leads to subconscious rewiring, which is really the magic of neuroplasticity. By repeatedly practicing the feeling of your desired future, actually feeling loved and safe before it even happens, you are reconditioning your body and your nervous system. You're teaching it that this elevated state is your new normal, which makes it so much more likely for your external reality to line up with this new internal state.
Learning about all this is the first step, but the real transformation, that happens in the practice, in the embodiment. It's all about taking this knowledge and actually starting to feel it in your body, to really live from this new frequency. So, my big question for you is, which of these myths resonated the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear. And if you want to go even deeper and experience a guided visualization to really embody these feelings, check out the full podcast episode, What Happens When You Try Manifesting Love. I'll see you there.